Last night when I was driving Uber, this young girl, says that she's a journalism major, but she doesn't know how to read. She's illiterate in Missouri. They were kind of act stupid weird. Had some weird people last night driving Uber drunks. One girl said beam him. To her husband, they were wasted in the backseat drunk, dressed up adults. They were kids. They were 40s, 50s, and then she was like passed out in the back seat, covering her face. Then when they get out of the car, the husband screaming, and I stopped and don't back out, and she's like passed out, falling down, passed out behind my car in the driveway. And well, I get out and he's grabbing her, trying to get her up, and grab her cell phone and Taco Bell stuff they spilled and put it up at their house. And he got her out of the way. Kind of rude, kind of fucking stupid. Then she blurted out, he would have married me. Well, she's some Merrill Lynch girl, thinks I'd just marry her. And some other girl at a Zepster singles thing a week or two ago. I think seen her at the casinos. I've seen her for many years. I don't know who the hell she is. She said the same thing. I asked her to dance last time, a few weeks, a month ago, and she goes, he'd marry me. He loves me. He'd marry me. So I danced with her once. I mean, I've probably danced with her several times in the last 20 years. I don't know. And tonight, when I was getting some pizza at Minsky's, I'm sitting there at the bar and eating dinner, and there's two people, female and a male, walking. They were gray-haired, and they were saying stuff like they know who I am. I was just sitting there. I looked over, and this female's got this giant ring on her finger, a big old giant ring, square thing or something. So I told the guy sitting there that he needed to get her a bigger ring for her next birthday. That ring's not big enough, joking, He kind of snickered and laughed. And she acted like, oh, he's rude. Yeah, whatever. I don't know who the hell they were. She didn't know who I am. She said, that's not what operations does. Operations. These people think something to do with operations. Purdue Craner operations. Well, like I said a million times, I did not go there for operations, and there was no magazine poll that said operations, and that's why I went to Purdue. It was the top ranking in the magazine polls. I'm not operations until I get paid my $1 billion a week. And that's between me and the guy writing my paycheck. Board of directors. Fine, pay me $1 billion a week. I'll be the operations. You're no different than everybody else. I went to number 4 public, number 13. Number 3 simply as good as it gets where I went. For $1 billion a week, I'll do operations, but I think one of the things Dad said, Kansas law has something written that, people go to Purdue Craner or operations managers in the state of Kansas. Well, I've never seen that, but the book also says the common stock owners own the company, so they've disrespected that. So, all my enemies are going to pick and choose what written rules or laws, whatever, they're going to use against me, for me. I decide what I do. Nothing's better than anything not good enough. Nothing is better than anything not good enough. If it don't feel right, think I'm gonna mess with these scum? Better mess them up. I don't know what they think. They've messed me up. What do they expect? Purdue Craner, it didn't feel right, but I finished what I started. To be better than a flunk out of high school. To be better than just a high school diploma. To be better than just a BS in engineering. And now that alone was pretty big, but okay, I'll be a mechanical engineer for $1 billion a week too. When I was graduating and applied to Purdue and accepted, and Harry the Fidel, whoever the fuck he was, and Bill the Delt came up and threatened me one night about IBM, and Harry's bigger than me and has a better GPA, and he's trying to get a job at IBM in sales, and I want to hire one mechanical engineering grad. I was not even applying to work at IBM. IBM wasn't a thought to me. It never has been, other than people bring it up. IBM paid me $1 trillion to be the chairman. Because you're scum. And they threatened me about IBM out of nowhere, but other people have had a snot-nosed attitude from IBM and Sprint around here at other places, so they're jokes, they're punks, they're nothing. IBM hand me $1 trillion. Sprint hand me $1 trillion. Billion's not good enough, trillion. I mean, who the fuck Harry was, I don't know. Gossip was he was taking one class a semester to get a better grade point, and he could have been a complete fraud anyway. So the other guy could have been a complete fraud. Maybe it wasn't even the same bill that dealt. Maybe it was somebody that just looked like him. It seems like I've seen those two around Kansas City in the last 5-10 years. I don't know who the fuck they are exactly. I mean, I did copy homework with Bill the Devil a lot. We had little homework copy groups. My buddy from the south, Chris, Fiji, and I guess there was a few others, and we share homework and get it done. Get her done. Crawford's constant. Well, I'm constantly, advertising here. I'm constantly, wondering what the fuck is going on, and nothing is better than not good enough. Never settle for anything that ain't right, because then nothing will be right. Paycheck precedence, $5 billion a year. Owner's the owner, the law's the law. I got to get paid $5 billion a year. That's minimum wage for me with my degrees and test scores. You don't agree with that? You want to snot nose about that's too much money, but you work for more than free? Yeah, whatever. Just dumbass punks say that to their superiors. They don't say that to their inferiors, do they? They're scum.